True.
This is Soph.
This is Rich. I don't know what took him so long.
And we are from across the pond.
Were you all out of sorts? Because I see that you've had a little change around there in the old...
I have decided, because it's almost my new year, I figured I would change it up a little bit and make it have a little more homey vibe.
Looks wonderful. I love the natural light coming in from over your shoulder. Accentuates your face.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much.
How goes it? How was your week?
My week was short, but long.
Happy Thanksgiving for yesterday.
Oh, yes. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you as well. I ate entirely too much yesterday.
I saw the pictures.
See friends and family. It was a beautiful thing.
Did you have a lovely time?
I had a lovely time. I'm glutton.
Well, it happens sometimes. I mean, obviously we don't. Well, I had a brandy and watched NFL to celebrate Thanksgiving. That was my contribution to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
So
a little bit of ripple in your cup. I said a little bit of ripple in your cup.
Right. I had a brandy and watched NFL last night. But you saying about eating when it comes to Christmas. I've been to the shops a couple of times with my mum lately.
Thanksgiving.
Sorry, you talking about Thanksgiving. Christmas is coming up, but obviously I'll keep going to the shops with my mum. And I've say to her, oh, look at that pate, look at that cheese, look at this. And she's like, oh, why don't you buy some? And I'm like, no, I'm going to wait till Christmas. Christmas comes and you can eat the good stuff.
Eat the good stuff.
Yeah, so apart from Thanksgiving, what else did you do this week?
I worked. That's about it. It's been a working day.
Yeah, but come on, it's only a 4-day week. You had a day off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I had a day off in the middle of the week, so now I got to finish it out. And then the weekend shows up.
Have you ever heard of the term ungrateful?
Have ever heard the term ungrateful? Several occasions.
This might be one of them occasions.
Why so? How so?
Because you had a day off and you're still moaning about it. Because it was.
I'm not moaning about it. I said I gotta get the week over with. That's not moaning.
Yeah, but you said it was in the middle of the week. Like, you know, that was a bad thing.
It is.
Anywho, my week. I feel.
How was your week?
I feel like this week has been very unproductive. I'm not going to lie. I've been so tired. The usual mum stuff with Al, home stuff, i.e. chores, house, work. That's about it.
My sons did wish me happy Thanksgiving, which was a beautiful thing.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, they're getting old now. They don't fool with Papa Bear no more.
Nah, kids always get to a certain age and they're like, snip, snip, we don't need you no more. We're flying free.
Flying free solo. So, but it was nice to have them text me and wish me happy Thanksgiving.
Cool. All right. So in the news this week, I'll go first because, you know, I want to. Have you?
I allow you to. Go ahead.
Have you heard that there's a new COVID variant from South Africa?
Oh no, I haven't been paying attention to this whole COVID thing. It's really wearing thin on my.
Well, apparently there is a new variant from South Africa, and Javid Khan, I don't even know what he is, Mayor, Secretary of London, whatever he is, somebody in some sort of importance. Basically, he's saying that the UK must act swiftly and quickly. So whether that's him planting the seed that we're going to go on another lockdown, I do not know. Like you, I'm back here, sick to the bloody back teeth of this whole COVID stuff. But anyway.
Yes.
The other thing
I can't keep up anymore.
There's
keep up.
4 teenage boys between the age of 13 and 15 have been arrested for murdering a 12-year-old girl.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's very sad. Very sad. Like, they're kids. What the bleep are they doing even thinking about things like that? I don't know. But that's hot off the press today. So how, why, and where, I don't really know the ins and outs. I just heard that she sustained, terrible injuries. Other bit of the news is we're due snow this weekend.
What? Y'all about to get snow? Oh
Apparently
my.
so. I mean, hopefully the weather app's wrong. It changes every day, but the weather app said it and the weather lady on the telly, so must be true.
That's the only job you can have that you can lie and get away with it.
Ain't it, right? They lie every day. They don't even know what they're talking about. Celebrity gossip. Kanye has told everyone in an interview that he wants Kim back.
Oh God.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Well, ain't she messing with Peter Davidson?
Oh, I don't know. She's been seen holding hands with him, so that means they're married now. Who knows? The media just talk ish. We know that. We know that a lot.
Pete Davidson. I gotta give him credit though. He does know how to, I don't know what kind of game he got, but he got it because he keeps a dime.
But he's not all that, like.
Hey, let me tell you something. Money make you look good.
Maybe he's got a lot in his lunchbox. Who knows? But
hey, who knows? But I know one thing though. He keeps a nice one on his arm.
He ain't the one for me, that's for sure. I don't care how much money you got or how big your lunchbox is. No, thank you, sir. Keep on moving.
Davidson, she's saying you won't have a chance with her.
No, thank you, sir.
Maybe he has a great personality.
That's great, but still no thank you, sir. Right, what's been happening in the news? Let's bat it back. Your side of the pond. What's occurring?
What's occurring? A lot of these trials have been going on.
Okay.
And that will bring us to our subject.
Nothing else in the news
today.
apart from that?
No.
Okay, well, before we delve into that, we're just going to explain. We've had a bit of a switcheroo this week. Normally it's Fun Friday, Serious Sunday. This week we flipped the script and we're doing Furious Friday and Silly Sunday. So today is the serious topic.
Yes, because everybody has been texting me and asking me how I feel about certain court cases that have went on this past week or month.
Okay, let's talk about the main one because I feel like that's in the news. Well, they both are, but the main one,
Kyle Rittenhouse.
That's the one.
Is the main one.
Can you tell us what that case is? Well, I think we mentioned it on a couple of shows ago, but yeah.
He's the gentleman who came out of state, went to a rally, shot some people with an AR.
Okay, let's upset a couple of people and get it right to the nail. He was a white guy who went to a different state.
17-year-old white guy.
Yes, who went to a different state and shot in the back.
Yes.
Was it two black guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
An injured one, I think.
Correct. And went to court and has basically got off scot-free. Now, I have, you say everybody's talking about it's correct. I've screenshotted what somebody has put on their social media. I'm going to try and not show who they are. So basically, this is the picture of him. The guy in the middle is the guy who got sent to court, and this guy here is actually the judge, right? Look how he's leaning over the judge's shoulder. This person put, has anyone ever seen this in a multiple murder trial before? If so, please let me know. An alleged murderer with no restraints is just chilling behind the judge during an active trial and then is allowed to randomly select in raffle style who his determining jurors are going to be to give the verdict. Anybody that can say that is not a privilege that people of color have never had is deranged. Like, this is how serious it is. I mean,
I saw a TikTok earlier this week, which I think I saved it. I can't find it because I'm always on TikTok, so it's in there somewhere, where they did an exercise of two young men with AR-15s.
Oh, I saw
AR,
that. Sorry, carry on.
and one was white and one was black, and they were in a town where it's open carry law, where they're allowed to carry a weapon. The white gentleman, the cops did stop him, but they questioned him,
Yeah,
and that was it.
They just said what you do. Like, he had the gun, I'm going to use my pen, like strapped to his front, like it was visibly on show. And it was a big old thing. And they just basically said, what are you doing? Where are you going? And then said, okay, no problem, on your way.
Right. And then I think a day later, they had a black gentleman, same age, carrying the AR, and the AR is an assault rifle for people who don't know what an AR is. And they literally stopped him in his tracks, made him get on his belly, took his weapon, handcuffed him.
2 or 3 cars of police officers turned up.
Yeah, and so that just shows you how society is now. And it's just the way the world is now. It makes me fearful, because I have, and you as well, we have young men who are growing up and now are going to be the next generation of people who are going to be running this world.
But just to clarify, that case we're talking about, the guy got off with all charges, right? Now, yes. when we mentioned it on the show previously, to me, the evidence is there. He doesn't even live in the state that he was. So what was he doing there? Why did he go there with a gun? Number one. Number two.
Well, he said that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Number two.
Number two. How can you say it was self-defense when you shot them in the back? Like, to me, those 2 points alone, case closed.
Well, I've talked to numerous people on both sides of the fence. The one lady said that the judge treated him like it was his grandson.
How is he allowed to get away with that?
That just goes to show you, not everybody needs to be in the position that they are in.
I'm not going to lie. When I've seen a person of color in court, they've generally got the orange get up on. And if they haven't, or they've always generally got cuffs on or ankle restraints or some sort of chain wear. Do you know what I mean? This guy was suited and booted, free to move around the court. You even saw photo evidence that he's in the bloody box with the judge,
There's no call for it. And then the judge should be ashamed of himself. I mean, the way he acted was very unprofessional in my opinion. I've been in courtrooms, and you can't even get close to the judge.
But then whose job
let alone get a picture with him?
Whose job is it to
sitting in the judge's chair?
Whose job is it then to reprimand him? Because there's photo evidence that actually happened. So at what point is somebody going to pick it up and say, yo, Mr. Judge, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah. Guess what? No one's going to do anything about it. He is the judge of that courtroom, and he gets to do what he wants in that courtroom.
And you know what?
I mean, he threw out a whole lot of stuff that to me could have been credible. Like, the judge didn't want to hear what type of person he was. He just wanted facts. And the fact is,
but I've just given you 2 facts that would go against him. So why is he off if that's the case?
Look, the jury picks I can't express how the jury picked the verdict. All I know is The man got off scot-free. And the thing that bothers me the most is that now this young man is now 18. And D.R. Hughley said it best. He's probably going to be a cop in 3 years. And then guess what? He'll be out there. And my thing is, when you let something like this happen, you give the green light to let it happen again.
Correct. You're setting an example.
You're setting the example for it to happen again. And this is my opinion. So we're going to probably get all the smoke I wanted.
You wait till I tell you something in a minute. It's going to open fire. Never mind smoke, but carry on.
Yeah. And when I'm not going to say it's I'm going to say it's a black and white thing. And I'm not going to say that Black people don't get off of certain trials and tribulations, because there was a case going on around the same time that a young Black man had got off scot-free, and he shot at some police officers, yada, yada, yada.
Now, that probably was self-defense, judging by what your police are like. But anyway.
Yeah. But we're not talking about that case. We're talking about this case. And this case was a high-profile case. And to me, even if he wasn't found guilty, he should have been found something so that lets that young man know that you just can't go around shooting people and thinking it's okay, and use the self-defense law. Because I kid you not, if the shoe was on the other foot, he probably wouldn't even have made it to the courtroom. No. And that's just my opinion.
And not only that, this guy's got off scot-free. He's still got his gun, like you say, all the rest of it. Now, the other day, our lovely friend Jay Reese done a TikTok. And I mean, I went literally for the comment section because that blew up. And he was basically, it was race related. I can't remember if it was to do with this case. But he basically said, or he didn't say, he shared a video that somebody said, if you have a conversation with somebody who is racist, like, you don't agree with what they say, so it gets into a debate, a discussion, whatever. If you then say, let's agree to disagree, just to cut the conversation, you are part of the problem, because you're basically not even trying to educate that other person. You're just cutting it so that you don't have the discussion. Now, do you know what? Right. I have never thought about it before like that. And I've even had discussions with my dad before, and I've said to him, he said to me, I don't want to argue with you. And I've said, I'm not arguing with you either. Let's just agree to disagree, because otherwise it will go on and on and on, But actually, that person that said that is totally right. If you genuinely believe something is right and you believe it in your heart, why should you agree to disagree,
Right.
So,
because you're a part of the problem, because you don't want to have, see, my thing is, and I've learned this the hard way, is that when you have a problem or you need to have a solution, you need to come with a solution.
I get that, but a lot of people, especially when it comes to controversial subjects like race, homophobia, whatever, fat people, however you want to say it, I know that's not the correct term, don't come at me, but people don't want to have uncomfortable conversations, especially if they have a different opinion to somebody else. Now, that's what makes the world go round, right? You have an opinion, right. I have an opinion. We have a conversation right. about it like grown adults. You say, this is my opinion because of X, Y, Z. I say, this is my opinion because of A, B, and C. You can have a conversation back and forth. The other person can eventually say, okay, I get where you're coming from, but I don't agree with it. I still agree with my opinion, whatever. But uncomfortable conversations have to be had in life for anything to ever get changed or anything to be different.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, after listening to Jay Reese, that's the last time I say to anybody, let's agree to disagree. Yeah.
Yeah. And my thing about the whole Rittenhouse thing is it's all around sad. It's sad for Kyle Rittenhouse, and it's sad for the families of the men who were slain. I'm gonna say they were slain. And nothing came good out of it. That's how I look at it. There's nothing they can say about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing that's a good thing that happened.
Mm-mm.
The found not guilty is not a good thing to me. I don't think maybe it might be a good thing for Kyle, for himself, because he's not sitting in jail, but then he still has to go through life knowing that he killed these young men.
But
You know
these
what I
are the
mean?
sort of things that start, like when you have protests and stuff, this is the sort of stuff that sparks things like that. When you have
Yeah.
such, what is the word for it? You have such, like, God, my brain is like mush. You have such a, like, that would never happen if that was a person of color. We know that for a fact. How that guy was treated is completely ridiculous, and it's to the extreme. That is the sort of thing that sparks protests, upsets people, rightly so. So then I think to myself, well, do they do things like that on purpose to get a reaction?
I do not know. To me, I feel like ever since the whole protesting of this Kyle Rittenhouse, and he was at a protest, and his excuse for being there was he was helping people protect their property and so on and so forth. First of all, that ain't even your state. That you don't even live there. So what makes you a 17-year-old? And this is another thing that bothers me. 17 years old, his parents should have been sitting on that stand right along with him.
Yeah, he's
because there's no way I'm gonna let my 17-year-old boy walk around with an AR at a whole nother state. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. Keep your tail at home. But see, I think a lot of this stuff starts at home, mm-hmm. and then it trickles out into society, and then society has their way with it. And as you can see, it went his way. And my thing is that you give a green light for stuff like this to happen again over and over and over. Just like, for instance, and then nothing gets done, he got a slap on the wrist. He should have got something. My thing is, if you're not going to sit him in jail, ban him from having weapons. I
was going to say, he didn't even get his license. He didn't even
get his license revoked.
He didn't even get his license or his gun taken away or anything.
People need to be taught a lesson in some way, shape, or form. Whether you don't want him to sit in jail, that's fine by me, but at least do something so he understands that was not okay.
Well, yeah, there was zero consequences whatsoever,
Zero.
There's even been cases in this country. I remember there was a farmer who got sent to jail for self-defense when somebody tried to burgle his property and he shot them with his hunting rifle. He still got to court and was going to get sent to jail. And that generally was self-defense. He was defending himself in his own home, and so even he got reprimanded, as you say, I just don't understand how you can have facts put in. I'd love to know whether it was a majority jury or whether everybody said the same thing, because I just don't understand how they would have come to that conclusion. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, because they left out a whole lot of stuff. Like they left out his personality. They left out his involvement with different groups. You know what I mean? They left out a whole lot of stuff because the judge had his way in his own courtroom.
But what I'm saying is, even if you leave out personal details about what somebody's personally like, for me, I'll say it again, those two facts, the fact that he was shot in the back is not self-defense, and the fact that he actively went to a different state, which is nothing to do with him, those two facts alone, never mind any other evidence there might be. How can you say self-defense if you're shooting someone in the back? What, you was defending them as they was running away? Well, how is that self-defense?
Right. And like I said, it's all about the jury and it's all about the prosecution or the defense. However they handled it,
I'm surprised nobody's
still
come
rest
forward
on
and said they
12,
got any
rest
video.
on 12 people.
I'm surprised no one's come forward and said they ain't got no video evidence, because you know everyone's always videoing stuff on their phone and stuff.
Oh yeah, a lot of it got thrown out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of the stuff, like days prior, they had a video of him talking about he want to go in there and shoot up everybody. There's a lot of stuff where they had video of him, you know, hanging out with people. First of all, hanging out with grown ass people that he ain't got no business hanging out with. And again, parents. He's 17. Guess what? His parents should have been in that courtroom, sitting right beside him, because I just don't get
I'm not being disrespectful. His parents probably have the same mindset. You know, like they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Exactly. That's why they should have been sitting right next to him. They should have been sitting.
Okay, what's the other case? You said there's 2 cases. What's the other one, please?
The Aubrey case of the young man who was jogging in his neighborhood that got slain by 3 guys.
Yeah, that was a little while ago, wasn't it?
Right. No, I wouldn't say right around the same time, but in the same
vicinity.
Same vicinity, same time frame, not exact dates or whatever, but those guys were found guilty altogether.
So let's do what we did for the other guy. It was a man of color innocently.
It was a man of color who was jogging through his neighborhood, and 3 guys decided to chase him down, shoot him.
3 white guys. Let's get it.
3 white guys shoot him, brutally shoot him, and they haven't got sentenced yet, but they all got found guilty.
Did he
on all charges? On all charges.
Did the guy running? Did he have a camera on him?
No. What happened is one of the guys that was there filmed it all.
I thought so, because I've watched a reenactment of that. You know, like when it happened a week or a couple of weeks after that, they put it on the news and they basically reenacted exactly what happened, and I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, and you got to give kudos to the I always get this mixed up. I don't know if it's the prosecution or the defense. I think it's the prosecution, where the lady explained it very well. It's like a bank robbery. Okay, you have the getaway driver, you have the lookout, okay? Then you have the people who's collecting the money, and then you have the gunman, right? If they get caught, all of them are getting treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because you're considered an accomplice. So I thought the way she did that in the courtroom, because I watched some of it, she explained that very well. And I mean, she took it to them.
But all of them got life, right?
Well, they haven't got sentenced yet. They all got charged guilty with all counts.
And
their counts.
This is the difference. There's video footage, so it doesn't matter what excuse they come up with. You can't lie your way out of actual video footage, which makes me think if there was video footage of the other case, it would have had a totally different outcome, which actually sounds ridiculous to think that people of color will only get justice if there's video evidence.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Real crazy.
That's crazy that you got to go through great lengths just to be found, just for people to be found guilty.
Just to get justice.
Yeah, just like the George Floyd thing. They caught that on video. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about situations now. We've talked about social media on so many levels. Mm-hmm. But now, that's what I mean by everybody's got a camera now. So it's very hard for the police and
racists to get away
with and all that to get away with what they.
You've just mentioned
this ain't new. This has been going on for decades, years.
But you just mentioned it as that George Floyd guy. Has he been sentenced yet?
Nah, he hasn't been sentenced yet.
Why? This is what really pees me off, right? About the justice system. He's been found guilty, right? So they say, okay, let's adjourn and come back in 3 months' time to give him a sentence. Why? He's been found guilty. Just give the man a sentence. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If they say, oh, we're waiting in case he wants to appeal, give him a week then. If he wants to appeal, 7 days. If he don't appeal within that time, tough shit, chuck it out. Why are you dragging it out? Like, it's a joke.
You should be a good judge.
I bloody well would. A good judge, barrister, lawyer, whatever. But see,
you know what? What I'm starting to see now, this generation, with the way things operate now, it's crazy. I'm gonna bring back the insurrection with Donald Trump and the insurrection. And before they got this whole trial stuff going on, it was in the House for him to be impeached and yada, yada, yada. And nothing happened. You see what I'm saying? And they voted not to impeach him, yada, yada, yada. And my thing is, when you do stuff like that, you give them the green light to just do whatever they want. Now you have Trump just doing whatever he wants because he thinks he can get away with it. They think they're above the law. So now you have this back. Now we're back to the Kyle Rittenhouse. Now he thinks he's above the law. You see what I'm saying? No one is above the law. So therefore, things happen, and then you wonder why happened, why, you know what I mean? And just and ain't no telling. This dude could run for governor. This dude could run for mayor. This dude can be could end up being a police chief one day. You see what I'm saying? And but my thing is, conscience will get the best of you. You know what I mean? He's 18 now. When he becomes an adult and he has kids of his own, hopefully, he'll come to his senses.
Okay, not only that. Oh, that TikTok, tic-tac hit different. Not only that, excuse me, I totes believe in karma. Whatever you have to wait 1 day, 10 days, 10 years, if you do bad, it's going to come back. Well, karma works in both ways, good and bad. But if you do bad, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass one way or another. So.
Yeah, because I mean, I've had several people come up to me and go, well, what is your feelings on the Kyle Rittenhouse thing? I have none. I have no feelings. To me, it's gotten to the way society is now. I'm numb to it because I've watched so many people get away with so much.
The thing is, though,
that now society is numb to it. Society is numb to it.
You say that, and it's one of those situations where, like, me personally, I'm like, do you know what? Nothing surprises me after everything that's happened. But then when you go and see him standing in the box with the judge, I'm like, man, are you kidding?
It's disgusting. Some celebrity said it was disgusting. The verdict was disgusting. Like I said, it's just appalling that a man. So the victims, the family of the victims. Now, how you think they feel? They feel as though they've got no justice. They don't believe into the justice.
They've got no justice, and they've lost a family member. That person would have been a father, a son, an uncle, a husband, a partner, whatever, you know.
And I can't think of, I'm going to try to pull it up because there was another court case going on at the same time of a young man, his family is well off. He was bringing girls back to their mansion, and he was turning around and raping these young ladies. And the victims were in the courtroom and everything. And you know what they gave that young man? They gave that young man 4 years probation.
Okay, can we deal in facts? Was the young man white?
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to look it up right now.
It is disgusting to say. It's true what they say. Money talks.
Yeah.
You can literally get away with murder, buy what you want, buy your way out of anything if you got money.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
If you
don't matter
got
if
money.
you can't. It don't matter if you can't find it, because obviously this is a case about the whole race issue, not necessarily about, you know. Otherwise,
Yeah, it's a race. It's a race thing. He's a young white man, well off. His family is well off, and like they say, more money, more problems.
and you know what
But
the thing
yet,
is, I
if
genuinely
you got
believe.
the money,
But the thing is, I genuinely believe, even if it was a person of color and they had money, they still wouldn't have been treated the same.
yeah, I still wouldn't have been treated the same. You're right.
No, but everybody has got an opinion on these cases. So please comment, and let us know what you think. Do you agree with us? Do you have a different opinion? Whichever way it is, just comment and let us know what you think. If you think, or if you've got another case that you want us to discuss or look into, these type of topics are the ones that we like. I feel like we have a little, it might not be very big, but I feel like we have a little platform here and a little voice. So the more we discuss it, try and educate people or bring light to it, we will do that. So let us know what you think, because we like to know your comments. We feel passionately about these sort of things. Rich, shelve it. You ain't gonna find it. And
I found it.
Hey, go on. Tell us what you want to tell us before we move to the next segment.
It says, judge spares man in teen rape case, incarceration isn't appropriate. That's what he said. It said he was sentenced to 8 years probation after pleading guilty to rape.
Well, there. So he actually
sexual abuse and 2 misdemeanors in an attack.
He pleaded guilty. Okay, just clarify for me. What did they say he got? What did he get?
He got 8 years probation.
What's that mean?
The man Christopher Belter had pled guilty in the sexual assault of 4 teens. He faced 8 years in prison, but a judge sentenced him to probation instead.
What does that mean? I don't get. What's probation?
Probation means you're doing your time outside of a jail cell.
And then they wonder what is wrong with the world and the justice system. How can a man go into court and plead guilty and get away with it? Like,
yeah, I'm telling you, it's the way of the world, man. I don't get it, man. Like,
that is real bizarre. Real bizarre. Folks, we are literally, this topic of this show has totally blown our mind. Like,
I'm telling you. And they say white privilege ain't there. It's there. It's there. And black and white right in your face.
Well, I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say.
He was instead he was facing up to 8 years in prison. Instead, he got 8 years probation.
After admitting it, it. Imagine if you was them women, like, wow. Anyhow, I haven't got no more words on that. Like, it baffles my brain. Yeah,
the man said, and this is what the judge, this is our judge. These are our judges now. Okay. The judge sat and said, I'm not ashamed to say that I actually prayed over what the appropriate sentence in this case, because there was great pain. The judge Matthews J. Murphy III of Niagara, New York County Court said at Mr. Belcher's sentencing on Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? You mean to tell me You got 4 young ladies who got raped. The man pled guilty. And yet you don't think the punishment fits the crime? And you just gonna give that young man probation? What about the victims?
I don't understand why that judge wouldn't have looked at it like, how would he have felt if that was his daughter or his wife or his mother that had been one of them victims, you know, because those girls are somebody's daughter.
Yeah. Well, he has to, let me, and this is also, he must register as a sex offender. The probation would be like a sword hanger over his head for the next 8 years.
Okay, he's on the sex offenders register. He's on the sex.
Did not include prison time.
He's on the sex offenders register, but that ain't like necessarily public knowledge, is it? You wouldn't know that let's just say he moved state, moved house, moved in.
It is public knowledge.
Okay, yeah, but let's just say he moved state, moved to the other side of America, and you weren't familiar with that case, and he moved in next door to you, and you had little girls. If you didn't follow the case, you wouldn't know who he was. You wouldn't go, oh, look, we've got a new neighbor. Let's just quickly go on the sex offenders register and see if he's there. You wouldn't do that.
True that.
So you wouldn't know that. He would go under the radar, ready to do it again.
True that. And that's such a way the world is now. It's crazy.
Bloody ridiculous. That's what it is. Right, let's get to the last segment before I get eggy, because this is a joke. Yeah. Rich, what's this week's series review, please?
This week's series review is on Netflix, and it is called Cowboy Bebop. Mm-hmm. Jet needs a cash to buy his daughter a birthday present. To get it, he and Spike track a potential bounty to a brothel, but Spike has his own agenda.
Ooh. What did you think?
Well, let me give you a little nugget of knowledge on Bebop.
Give the background,
Cowboy Bebop. It's actually an animated series back in the 80s. And then they brought it to a live action because it's a popular animated cartoon. And they brought it to a live action format. And if you want my opinion, I'ma just flat out say I like the cartoon better.
If you want my opinion, I'm a flat out say I knew nothing about it whatsoever. This was totally 100% your suggestion, along with a little input from our friend Jay Reese. Watch it, you'll like it.
Yeah, if you're into anime, I am into anime. Certain animes should not be brought to live action.
Okay, and I'm gonna say,
and this is one of them.
I'm gonna say I knew nothing about it. I haven't seen the cartoon version. I knew nothing about it. Ooh, let me just say, halfway through the first one, I did have to press stop because you got to be in the mood. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's rubbish. What I'm saying is you gotta be in the mood, and B, it seems a bit slow, and C, it's very far-fetched. Like, let's not get it twisted. In like the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna give away a spoiler alert. Matey comes out of the lift, has a little chat to all these gangster people or whatever it is that's in the casino, flicks a coin that knocks Matey over. I mean,
see, that would have only worked if it was in a cartoon format. Do you dig what I'm saying? So what's your rating on it?
1.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Ooh,
and the only reason why I'm giving it a 3 is because I do like the actors in it. I do like the action, but I'm with you though. You have to either 1, be in the mood for it, and 2, understand that it was animation first.
And 3, this is why I like this review, because you knew everything about it. I knew nothing about it. So we've basically given a review on the nose. Like, you've given it from a point of view that knows about it, has watched the cartoon version, knew all about the history. I know absolutely nothing whatsoever. If you hadn't have told me, I would have never known it was a cartoon. Do I want to watch the cartoon version now? No. Do I want to bebop it up again? No. So, Cowboy Bebop gets 4 out of 10, which is below average.
Yes. So, like you said, watch it at your own risk. How about that? We say it at that. Watch it
Yeah,
at
to
your own
those
risk.
people that have seen the cartoon, maybe they should watch it and tell us what they think, if they agree
Yeah.
with you or not, because I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I like the cartoon version better.
Ladies, there's no eye candy in there for us. Just letting you know.
There's no eye candy in there for us either.
Say, folks, fellas, if you're going in there for eye candy, don't bother.
Yeah.
So Cowboy Bebop on Netflix, 4 out of 10. Watch it or don't watch it.
Yeah.
Either way. How many episodes is there? Do you know? Do you know how many episodes there is?
Oh, hold on. I can give it to you right now.
I'm sure you
Hour
said
episode.
I'm sure you said there's 10. I might lie about that.
10 episodes, an hour apiece.
Oh yeah, that's the wound. I'm sure if they'd have cut it to half hour, I might have been able to stomach a couple more, but an hour's a long time in one go to give up for a load of rubbish.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Oh, there you have it. If you like listening to us or watching us, don't forget to click like and subscribe.
That was intense. I like those discussions, debates about serious topics.
Yes, I agree. And it was a serious one. I think we both got our points across.
We did. And we're always on the same page when it comes to topics like that. LOVE it.
Yeah. And if you like us, like I said before, click like and subscribe.
Yepper, and follow and share. Invite your friends. The more the merrier.
Yes. And don't forget, we have a website if you like merchandise. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, which I'm going to order me a sweatshirt because it's getting cold out.
I'm not sporting this t-shirt again today, sorry. And I might order a hoodie, actually. I like a hoodie.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm getting me a hoodie and tie-dye it.
Oh, why are you going to waste it?
I like it.
Tie-dye is so 80s. Like,
I love it. I'm an 80s baby.
No, you are not. You was born in the 70s, you liar.
70s babies.
I'm an 80s baby.
Raised in the 80s. How about that?
Don't be a hater. I was born in the 80s.
I was raised in the 80s and I love it.
Anyway.
All right. All right, people. This is Soph.
This is Rich.
And we are from across the pond.
All right, now we are such superstars. As soon as we get off of this show, we are on to be guests on another show.
Yeah,
that is how we roll.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Rich. Well, let's come back on Sunday for a little bit of silliness.
Yes.
Yepper.
I can't wait.
Yepper.
Yepper.